Welcome back. On this episode, we finally arrive and explore Badlands, South Dakota. It was an incredible journey getting here. We can't wait to show you the rugged beauty of this national park. We camp with unbelievable views along the wall and see plenty of wildlife throughout this amazing expanse of prairie. On our final stretch toward Badlands, it's very clear that South Dakota consistently ranks as one of the world's top sunflower producers, as we pass by thousands of acres of plants facing east and clinging to their last bit of color. The rolling grasslands also seem endless, but suddenly the striking landscape gives way to a maze of buttes, canyons, pinnacles, and spires. It's a bit cliche to call it otherworldly or surreal, but it really is something to experience in person. Our first priority is to set up camp before exploring Badlands. But first, we get the trip's first taste of bison. Delicious. We have our sights set on camping in the Buffalo Gap National Grassland along what is commonly referred to as the Wall or Badlands Overlook. Most of this area just north of the Badlands Pinnacle entrance is open to dispersed camping, but it's very packed during the summer months. It's always helpful to have multiple backups in mind because you might need to try 2 or 3 areas before finding an open spot. We get lucky this time of year, but struggle to choose among the many open areas. Vans, campers, and RVs are scattered across the ridgelines, but this spot still seems private amongst the vast landscape. It's our 4th day on the road. It seems Beckett and Macy approve of our choice. The wind proves to be too much for Fred and Jen's high-profile tent, so they'll be scouting other accommodations. Leaving our camper behind, it's time to explore the park. With thousands of wild animals calling the Badlands home, there are plenty of opportunities to see wildlife. We barely enter when we see our first bunch of bison, also known as Tatanka or fluffy cows. A little further down the road, a herd of bighorn sheep pay zero attention to the traffic jam they are creating. It takes about an hour and a half to drive the 40-mile loop of South Dakota Highway 240 between the towns of Wall and Cactus Flat. But factor in many stops along the way. There are 16 designated scenic overlooks along the road to take in the sights and snap photos. With only a few exceptions, most of the trails are short and easily accessible. On the south side of Badlands, the Stronghold District, also known as the South Unit of the park, is comprised of lands on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, owned by the Oglala Sioux tribe and managed by the National Park Service under agreement with the tribe. The 133,000 acres of Stronghold District were added to Badlands National Monument in 1976, just prior to the monument becoming a park in 1978. Dominated by rugged badlands interspersed with mixed grass prairie, the Stronghold District is far less developed than the north unit of the park and has very few paved surfaces. With the exception of Sheep Mountain Table, those hoping to explore the Stronghold District must obtain permission from individual landowners prior to crossing their land to reach the park. So we stick to exploring the Sheep Mountain Trail. Stronghold is thought to be the site of the last ghost dance of the 19th century. The dance aimed to reunite the living with spirits of the dead, bringing the spirits to fight on their behalf, ending American westward expansion, and bringing peace, prosperity, and unity to Native Americans throughout the region. Stronghold and Sheep Mountain Tables are also favorite sites for young Lakota men to go to fast and pray, hoping to have a vision for their future. Standing amongst the landscape surrounded by wildlife, it's easy to understand why this is a very special place.
We capped off each day with dinner around historic Wall Drug. Perhaps a subconscious decision considering the 26,350 billboards we passed since beginning the trip. Dining out gave us the opportunity to break bread together and reflect on each day's adventures. As if our travels weren't memorable enough, nature provided awe-inspiring sunrises at our camp spot. And no experience compares to sitting on a camping toilet and hurricane-force winds on the edge of a cliff. Mind-blowing.
Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to receive notifications for new episodes. No roads, no worries. See you on the trails.